Well, good morning, everyone. I'm JP from Book of Hours, and it's a Tuesday morning. And I wanted to do a little reach out, say hello to all our patrons. Thank you for your support, and wanted to just check in, say hi, but also, give you some updates of what's going on. Book of Hours is also brought to you by this van, which I'm sitting in. This is the van that I spend about 4 hours of my day instead of making videos and doing other things. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can't seem to give you a turnaround view of this while I'm recording. But anyway, I don't know why that is. But anyway, here, I'll do a quick turnaround here this way. So there's my driver's seat and all that. So for some reason the camera isn't letting me turn it around. So that said, I just wanted to again check in, say hi. Thank you for all your support. Thanks to the van for giving us some money. But the important thing is that that we do the work that we do, and that's how you help us get that accomplished. This last weekend, you probably haven't heard much from us lately. That's because we've been working really hard. We have like 3 different initiatives going on. One is the video that we're working on currently. It's called the long game to Kamala in 2024, and it's a satirical send-up of the political the election system that we have, and maybe an alternative viewpoint of what's actually taking place. And again, it's in the format that we did our Greta Sales video in, which was an animation. And these things take a long time, a lot longer than we expected. We're only halfway through the script that we wrote, and we have hours put into it already. So just a few scenes takes a few hours. So it's really frustrating in some ways, but gratifying in others because the results are pretty cool. And I have a train coming by soon. Oh my, can you hear that? And that's life in Pittsburgh. Lots of trains in this area. So my point, yes, so we have a video that we're working on currently. We're halfway through. We hope to release it soon, hopefully by the end of the month, maybe sooner. The other initiative, Julie and I have started a business to also help with Book of Hours. And the business side of Book of Hours is called Black Oak Media, and it's a marketing and media production. So it will help us with our video production and things like that. Also bring some income in, another revenue stream for us. Something to get me again out of the van, as you can see that I'm sitting in, and keep us back in, keep us in the office and focused on what we're doing. Help us afford some equipment that we're trying to buy. Currently, we're working on a 9-year-old laptop. And we just had to replace one of our tripods. We had to place our only tripod because it broke. And we need some microphones and things like that. So we're trying our best to bring content to you, but it's always an uphill battle. And I've got another train coming through the opposite direction in just a moment. I hear the horn. The third initiative that we're working on. Oh, here it is. It's a little quieter. It's going the opposite direction. See. If you can see in my background. The third initiative that we're working on, oh, by the way, the thing that we were working on with Black Oak Media was to launch the website. So this whole weekend we've been in front of the computer. If we were not working on the Black Oak Media website, then we were working on our latest video. So we've been indoors while the autumn starts progressing. Yesterday was first day of autumn, so as the light changes and things are kind of staying warm still, we're still inside. So we're gonna work on getting outside a little bit, but in the meantime, you can go see the new Black Oak Media website at black-oak-media.com. And yes, we do like the dashes in between the words on our URLs because you just can't get URLs with your words in them anymore. Black Oak Media was taken, Book of Hours was taken, so we had to put dashes in between. I find those easier to deal with than the underscores. So black-oak-media.com is our new marketing and media production company. Okay, third initiative is a community-based initiative, and that's something that we've been working on for a while. You may have heard about it if you follow us on social media. We are working to bring a community garden and public space to our street, our neighborhood, and we had a block party a couple weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, to raise awareness with our neighbors about this space that's available. It was once a house, it burned down, now it's a vacant lot. Lots of garbage and weeds and just overgrown vegetation. People were parking there. And we want to make it into something that allows people to pass through so that they can go from our street to catch the bus on the main street, but also a place to provide resilience to the community through growing vegetables, teaching people how to do that, permaculture, and providing a possible food source for the neighborhood. So that's the next thing. I forgot to bring my selfie stick this morning, so I apologize for the hand and the shakiness this morning. So these are three things that we're working on and they're taking up a lot of our time. So that's probably why you haven't seen too much content coming from us lately. We are working on the content, but we're also working on some other things too. Let's see. We were also a little freaked out or disheartened about the protest this weekend. We're glad to see that people are coming out and protesting. We're worried about who's behind the protests and the messages that are being sent out there. The same people who we were satirizing in this Greta Sales video are the same people who are bringing you these March for Climate type of actions and protests. And what's going on is some social engineering that is getting people out there protesting something, and the social engineering involves asking for something that actually is ultimately going to hurt us. So these carbon initiatives, these global warming initiatives, they're actually cynical moves on the parts of the billionaires to actually get us to ask for initiatives that will take away money from us. We'll be paying taxes, and money will be taken out of our pensions to provide sources of investment for things for technologies that aren't really proven, like carbon sequestration plants and things of that nature. These are technologies that people like Bill Gates are supporting, but he's not going to be the one that is going to risk his investment on, but he will be the one that will garner the profits from. That's the best word. The profits from, if they succeed, but we will be on the line if they don't. So the pension funding that's going into these initiatives and these funds for carbon sequestration plans and other things are really going to hurt people if they don't work and if they fail. And people like Bill Gates, the investors that are putting these things together, they're making the deals to put them together, are going to walk away scot-free, just like the banks did in 2009 when Obama bailed them out. So again, it's another billionaire bailout. So these things are a very cynical attempt. And also the other thing that was really disheartening was the use of children in these. I saw a poster a child was holding in a Twitter feed. And the poster said something, I want to die, but the earth doesn't want to, the planet doesn't want to, or something like that. And I was just deeply hurt by that. It's really sad that they're using the children this way to get these messages out. And they're using these messages, the ones that, yeah, we support, environmentalism, and I've been an environmentalist for as long as I can remember. But the problem is we've seen in The Wrong Kind of Green, that these are cynical uses of things that people want. They want a clean planet, they want a better planet, and yet they're using these things against us to make money, and ultimately will be hurt in any case. The problem is here's another example of part of the problem is that they've been focusing on carbon and global warming, but they're not calling it global warming anymore. They're calling it climate change, which tells me that they're not really worried about the globe warming. But they are distracting us away from the fact that the world, the oceans and the land are being poisoned through high yield or high density factory farming, with all those poisons and all those fertilizers washing into the rivers and then ultimately into the ocean, and they're killing the ocean little bits at a time. Well, big lots of it. You know, the Gulf of Mexico, there's a big dead zone there because of the runoff from factory farming, washing into, you know, through down the river and into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's causing a dead zone. They are going to start mining under the ocean with these giant robots that are just frightening looking, in the name of collecting the kinds of materials that are needed to put together windmills, giant windmills for windmill farms, that actually are built to only last maybe 20 years. So, you know, these are all ways of making money. They're trying to tell us that the world is warming up and that we need alternative fuels or alternative energy. But ultimately, those alternative energies aren't really working the way that we were told that they're supposed to be working, and they're not replacing the fossil fuels in the rate that we're expecting them to, and they don't yield the kinds of energy levels that we were expecting them to. So countries like Germany, who have built up their infrastructure, and, you know, we were touting this, you know, a couple of years ago. We were saying, you know, why doesn't the United States do this like Germany does? Well, apparently Germany is starting to burn wood and probably coal to make up for the energy that is not produced by alternative energy sources. Clean and renewable, apparently. The other problem is that the renewable sources cost just as much carbon, or cause just as much carbon going into the atmosphere, probably twice, to make them as they do that they actually save and create, save from happening. So they are not the clean energy sources that everybody thinks they are, and so these are the problems that we're talking about. There's got to be other solutions, and they are not involving big capitalist solutions. They're involving more community-minded, smaller solutions, not individualistic capitalist solutions. So this is something we're going to address in some other videos coming up, but right now we're in the middle of production on an animation. So this is, again, our fall fundraising period, and we really appreciate you being a member and you being a patron and supporting us in our work. We not only do we do the production, we do the research, and we pay attention to what's going on out there, and try to analyze and synthesize it into digestible content for you. Corey Morningstar is awesome, but her content is big, dense, and you know, difficult to get through if you don't have the time. She's amazing, but, you know, not everybody can access that. So what we try to do is analyze it, use some of her work, use our own work, and others out there that are like her, spreading the message that maybe what's being told to us isn't exactly true and real. The other point that I wanted to make was just, again, thank you. There was one more point, and I forget what it was. So I want to say again, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. Look for some videos coming up, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.